Okay. Oh, whoa, the game's starting? Okay. What's up? How we doing? Will, how are you, my
What's up,
friend?
man? You all right? Had to step away to get the kiddo ready.
Yeah. How are you feeling after that epic victory?
It was nice. It was a
Yeah.
another good grind fest against Nastia.
Yeah, it sure was, man. That was intense. Really polar opposite from round one, but super
Felt kind of
interesting.
cruel clinging his only fetch land when he played the Run 6, but
Yes.
you got to do
Yes.
what you got to do.
So, who's your money on in this Deadguy versus Mardu Pyromancer matchup?
I think Maximage won this first one pretty handily. Apparently, I think the red in there is going to give him a little more explosiveness that Fjord might struggle to compete with.
I completely agree. And we were also looking at a hand with a fail rate from Fjord, but Throb Swamp's very good. So
Yeah, being able
now
to.
he's got all kinds of options. We better, I hope you're comfortable. We
Yeah,
better
this is
buckle
gonna
in
be a
for a
grind.
long grind here.
2 lingering souls and a Storm Forge. We're gonna be in this first one for a minute.
It's going for fire and ice.
Yep, makes sense.
Yep.
I gotta look at Maximize's list a little bit.
It's a really intriguing one. It's actually my dark horse pick to win the whole thing. I think it's got so many ways to just kind of get there. And
The Acolytes of Flames can really be a problem for a deck that can't just straight up kill it.
yep, exactly.
Any chance he doesn't cast a lingering souls here?
It's the Fjord. I mean,
Yeah.
we know what he's here to do, right?
Yep. This is definitely where he jukes us both.
Maximaze's decision to cast Thoughtseize last turn is interesting.
Yeah.
Definitely seems like he was pretty intent on taking the sword, and obviously it was a lot less mana efficient, but I think he's happy to do that because he knows as well as we do that this game is not ending anytime soon. You've got to take away the cards with really high ceilings.
Right. Yeah. The sword on a souls token is just gonna cause him problems.
Exactly. Now, Maximaze plays out a land. This actually gives Fjord a line to play Liliana, tick up, and get that seasoned Pyromancer out of hand, which is definitely a real option.
Could also, yeah, I was about to say, I could see him clinging here.
Yep.
Getting rid of the souls.
It's another.
He's got 2 in the yard and 1 in hand. Well.
Yep.
Yeah.
So it's basically, am I taking away their X for ones, or am I taking away their X for ones in a couple different ways? Yeah.
I think he sees it here as he's gonna have 8 flyers, and Maximize will be stuck at 2 of them since he took the other one.
Mm-hmm. Good point. Yep, I agree with that assessment. And then, Maximize seems unlikely to beat the Fjord at his own game as things stand. So he's got to hope that the Spyros will dig him to some kind of mirror breaking action. And
what other sword did Fjord have? Feast and Famine?
let's double check on that. I will see here. I was going to say I thought it was Light and Shadow. Yeah, it is sort of Light and Shadow. Yeah. Some very relevant protection colors available to the Fjord here.
Yeah. You would have thought he would have brought the Feast and Famine playing in the BGX tournament. Taking that sword is looking better and better, though.
Yeah. Am I missing something? So I've been looking back and forth at the lists in the screen. Is he just holding? He just held Pyro in hand, right?
That's the only card we know about. Yeah.
Yeah. Then so what could the other unknown be? That's what I really want to know. Something high value, no question about it.
I mean, you would have thought if it was a 4-mana, he would have just played it.
Yeah, I think you windmill slam any of the 4 drops in his deck.
Yeah. Could be a K command, maybe.
It could be. Kaya's Guile is another high impact instant he could be holding up. It's probably one of those, yeah. Here come the souls. Fjord is grinning ear to ear right now. He's drinking a Deadguy ale and he's got 6 lingering souls tokens on the battlefield. Looks like your K command call is likely to be correct here. Yep. So Fjord has to lose the silent clearing. It feels bad. I actually almost mentioned that when he played Plains.
Yeah.
Over the Field of Ruin, and then he had to play the Field of Ruin and Shambling Vent. So he basically gave himself the highest possible chance of losing the can land to some kind of discard effect. But I actually don't think it was incorrect because he's got Gideon's that he needs double white for. So
Sure.
the first play of the Plains was actually kind of a measured decision, I expect. And then from there, he's choosing between utility lands basically.
Yeah, but Guile feels a little low impact here. Obviously, if he can hit the graveyard,
Yeah, well, now he can do.
Souls, but yeah, now he can do them both.
Yeah, now he can do everything.
Turn them sideways.
I'm just dying laughing at all these spirit tokens.
You got to find a way to kill him, or you're gonna die next turn.
Sure does.
Oh. Any reason to have not played the Liliana there, if you can think of?
Oh, he's just holding up the fully.
He doesn't have to discard it, but I mean, he could just get rid of a token. It's not really beneficial.
He's just holding up the fully entwined Kaya's Guile for 6 mana.
Oh, yeah, that's right. Yeah.
Yep. Wow, that went quicker than it looked like it would based on the openers. But Lingering Souls OP. I really like
your opponent's Lingering Souls was OP. Is really what
yes, exactly. Just winning the Lingering Souls mirror. I really like Fjord's changes that I'm seeing right away. He's considering moving away heavily from discard. Yep. Consulting the lists, for those who don't know, the lists are all public knowledge for this top 8 and beyond. And there we can see Maximaze's list conveniently for you, the viewer.
So what do you think he's bringing here? He's got a race, a couple purges, Ashiok.
Yeah.
Pillage. Obviously, the engineers come in.
Engineer. Olivia Voldaren seems good. Yeah. I mean, Maximaze has a ton to do. He almost runs the risk of overboarding a little bit. Let's see what Fjord does, and then maybe we can talk a little bit more about Maximaze's list, because
it looks like they both have a lot of sideboarding going on.
Yeah. Do we really need those collective brutalities so much? I'm wondering about that.
I think obviously hit a Pyromancer, which is decent, but he's got plenty of other ways to do that.
That's what I'm thinking. And if any deck can suffer a Pyromancer going unchecked and still win, it'd be this one. Yeah, it's a balance to be struck. I broadly like the sideboarding a lot. You could always justify leaving in a couple discard spells, but he's got so much else to do.
Right.
I might like a second spell bomb over a brutality, but that's a nitpick.
Almost sort of like if you're gonna even leave any discard, you leave like a couple Scullers just to have the body.
Yeah, I've got mixed feelings on that. Sculler just dies so easily. I regard it as kind of clunky, but at the same time, it has a higher ceiling because it does have the body. If you find it in the mid game, take their last card. You can.
I think moving totally away was probably the right decision.
I agree. Given the sideboard available to Fjord, I agree. Fjord will mull to 6, put a sword back. Always feels good to be able to do that, right?
Yeah.
On a stone blade deck. So it's a decent 6, but it doesn't have lingering souls. So I'm surprised he didn't mull to 5.
He's got the Plague Man though to shut down the other souls.
Yes, it's true. So yeah, I don't know if we'll see Celestial Purge out of Maximized. There's a lot of things it hits, but
You're kind of trading fairly evenly on mana, and it's just
yeah,
just getting something else on board.
yeah, exactly. I think we could see an Ashiok or two pretty easily here. Pillage seems decent. Maximase does have a lot to do. Damnation, Plague Engineer, Olivia Voldaren all could play a role, but
Plague Engineer being a damnation right now is pretty nice.
yes, exactly. Well, I said during your match, Will, that it was great. The first time you connected with Skelemental, it was great to have at least one windmill slam of a Skelemental.
Right.
It's also great to have a Plague Man moment like this. We're covering all of the tropes from the channel here in the tournament. I do love it. This is very delightful. But there's more where that came from. There always is.
He can do it all here.
Yeah, I do like playing the Stoneforge here.
Yeah.
Only 2 cards in OP's hand. Really make them have an answer to it. I guess another option would have been like Lily tick up, pitch the path. Just really make sure you're getting all of the answers out of their hand as best as you can before you try to play the Stoneforge, but that's all pretty slow.
I mean, you can also Lily tick down, push a token, and have a Lily on board, empty board, with no souls in the graveyard at that point.
Very true. Yeah, lots of different lines, but Fjord pretty confidently going for the Stoneforge deployment. Ooh, looks like Maximized is flooding.
Yeah.
You hate to see that.
I hated seeing Nastier get a 5.
Yeah, man, that was brutal. He put up such a good fight, though.
Right. Yeah, I heard him in the Discord afterward talking about our first game where I'm all to 5, but I had a pretty insane curve out in that matchup. Thought freezing the first into Lily was pretty nice.
Yeah. Yep. All right. Wow, another land for Max. Yeah, not good. I was okay. Seasoned Pyromancer.
That's one he could have had.
Yep. Into like a K command here, some way to answer the batter skull at instant speed. That's what we're after on that side of the field. But yeah, an undeniable flood. We'll see if you can turn it around, or we'll see if Sorry, say again.
I was saying Spyro is kind of the great equalizer when you're flooding.
Yeah. Well, if Max can't turn it around, I'm going to be 0 for 3 on my predictions. How bad is that?
I'm just glad you were over 1.
Yeah. Ashiok. Yeah, agreed. Definitely not what he needed in this spot.
Yeah. Because, I mean, land, he can just go souls twice, and Ashiok just does nothing.
Yep.
Can't be a fetch, but.
So here comes the skull. Is he, for mana efficiency, going to push something or maybe crack Silent Clearing? There's actually a lot of tension between the various options here.
Yeah.
Or, yeah, I was going to say. Yeah, the path makes actually a lot of sense there. Some beautiful basic lands from Max over there.
They are quite. I think I had that mountain in a arena promo.
Yeah, man, those are beautiful, aren't they?
I'm gonna need something to kill this batter skull quick.
Yep. So you're gonna get the last card out of Max's hand? Yes, indeed.
Yep.
That's a good play from the Fjord.
Put the
Ooh,
souls
doesn't
in the yard and then bring it back. Okay.
it didn't bring the souls back though.
He wants to crack the clearing, maybe.
I guess. I really expected that though. Oh, Max with a Spyro off the top. Okay, the game goes on.
Yeah, the Fjord can just play the souls out of the yard, equip batter skull.
Yeah. I think Max probably tapped wrong, right? You'd think he'd leave at least one white, maybe two
Least
open
one.
there.
Yeah. I mean, but he does know his hand. Oh, okay.
Yep.
Okay.
Whoa, there it is. Okay, Spyro into K Command. This is the type of thing that made me pick this deck as a dark horse because it does all kinds of stuff like this
Yeah.
in a mid-rangey meta. Real scary.
I mean, that basically had to be the best draw in his deck.
Yep.
I think
Wow.
any other way to hit a
Okay. Excuse me. A good draw from Fjord with Kaya's Guile.
Yep.
He's having a lot of like, despite the power, there's a lot of inefficiency going on. He's got a lot of tension between various decisions. Okay, another push is not bad.
We're just having a souls
Uh,
off.
did he not activate Lily? He didn't activate Lily. So
He
I guess the
activated.
hope here is
Yeah.
that the spirits can't get through his, and then he can keep her around to take the game over. Fascinating little micro decisions in these types of mirrors, right?
Yep. I guess not having any information on what your opponent's hand is, staying at 2 cards, and you still have the Liliana is probably a little more valuable than hoping the one card they pitch is of less import than what you pitch.
Yes, agreed. Marsh flats go go by the wayside. Okay, so despite some scary top decks after a flood from Maximized, Fjord is still right back in the driver's seat here.
For sure. Spyro tokens.
Yeah.
But I mean, this can just be a trade with Kai's Guile.
Yeah, exactly.
It's going to come to a top deck war.
Yeah, he's paying cost for something too.
Yeah. Yeah, it kind of feels like whoever can resolve their 4-mana plays first is going to kind of be able to pull away here.
It seems like there is. Oh, okay.
Ooh.
Thank you, Fjord, for zooming in on a non-modern staple.
Says it's not his first rodeo. All right, so we flashing something back here with Chandra?
Yeah, certainly seems like it.
Yeah, man.
But flashback, purge, or bolt, right?
I mean, it gives him the option, you know, if he wasn't able to kill the Liliana.
Yeah.
Guess he's not flashing anything back.
Apparently not. Yeah, that's probably the right play from Fjord.
Yeah.
That makes a lot of sense. No block either. Use Liliana pretty differently in a tokens mirror than in just about any other scenario.
For sure.
Oof. Big oof.
Yeah, this Chandra's going to be a major problem.
Yep.
You got to be able to point something and kill that thing because it just keeps getting
Yeah.
loaded.
On the evidence of this, do you think Fjord should move further away from Lily of the Veil in Game 3 if there is one.
Yeah, because I mean, she just does absolutely nothing.
Yep.
So 2 oven maximizes list. Granted, I'm not exactly sure where he's gonna go. I mean, plague. I guess he's got both plague engineers. I mean, nothing he left on the bench is really gonna do anything for him either.
Well, like playing a discard spell or two isn't the worst.
Sure.
Um,
Yeah, I can see that. Bringing 1 or 2 of them.
yeah, I think he's only got one spell bomb in too. I would have the second one in.
Maximay's got action on the instep.
No, we're on Max's main phase unless you're lagging a little bit.
Yeah, I lagged a little bit.
Yeah. Flashing back of brutality, kill a token. That sums this mirror up. Oh, whoa.
Makes sense now.
Yeah, it sure does. I was gonna call that into question a tad, but now it all becomes clear. Wow. Fjord with a cling.
It's a redraw.
Just immediately redrawing with it. Oh boy. That's bad, but Kling's still such a good find. This is going to give him a lot of inevitability here, smoothing out the draws, just generating advantage. Punishing Max for having like a really good control and value game, but not much of a clock. Draw of Lingering Souls off the top is quite nice. Fjord's hovering, waiting to receive priority. Won't get it.
Got that second plague engineer anywhere?
That's what he's going to be digging for.
And he's gonna have to eat what? I guess he doesn't really use his graveyard like some of these other decks. They're kind of straight out of the graveyard, so eating 6 cards isn't gonna be a problem for him.
Agreed.
Not what you wanted.
No, probably not.
That's pray. It's gonna hit for 8 this turn.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, you still play it though, just because.
Yeah, I mean,
it's gonna swing the game if he finds the stuff to stay alive.
Right. 3, 2. I mean, he could potentially go souls, equip. He's still taking 4.
The tokens, I don't know why they just make me laugh.
It seems just so counter modern.
Yeah, exactly. Choosing to untap. Drawing Liliana, not gonna do it. Yeah. Found all the lilies in the face of the tokens. I think he needs to get those
trim at least 1 or 2
out of there. Looking to reset away from graveyard disruption. I don't know about that just because they're both value positive.
Right.
Ooh, yeah. I think we need to get the lily veils out of there, but
I would certainly leave the spell bombs and trim a couple lilies.
Very easy for us to say though. We don't have the pressure of playing and all the strain on our minds, but
he really had it clear in his mind what he wanted. He was only in there for about 15 seconds.
Exactly.
Wow.
And Lily is, to be fair, better on the play. Oh, do you?
Wow.
Yeah, I would have kept that.
I would have snapped that off.
Yeah. I mean, it's slow and it's one-dimensional, but who cares in this matchup, right?
I mean, it seems to address the main problems. I think he was just kind of digging for some discard there,
Yeah,
but now it's just going to be a
I agree though.
sweet looking Kaya.
Yeah. Yeah, Max has always got some really nice uh editions of cards on MTGO.
Hit one of the double masters Bob's last
Yep.
night in a treasure chest. That one,
Oh, nice, man.
yeah.
All right. Well, Fjord just knows he's going to draw the souls anyway, so
Yeah. He's like, I
you
don't have
can
to have them.
you can mull the other things, and the souls will come off the top for you. He doesn't have great ways to beat up on those planeswalkers, though.
But with them all at 3, his hand's pretty clunky.
Exactly. I think Fjord's initial plan was to make this into a Liliana game, and that might still kind of be the thing to do because like it forces them to sequence in a certain way.
Sure.
But yeah, he still will. I kind of thought he might.
I would have probably gone ahead and got some tokens in play.
Yeah,
Lower progression, to be able to get it twice.
yeah, he's just got to be able to like get planeswalkers dead somehow. And I guess the theory is ticking up is going to force them to pick a planeswalker.
Yeah, with 6 in hand, I don't
Some
think
point.
it is. I think you're just gonna force a land.
Yeah. Well, if he hadn't had a fourth land in hand, then that might have been the case. Max has got it all, though. He drew a Celestial Purge and a fourth land. So a free pitch to the Lily and an instant speed end step answer to it. And now he gets to do whatever he wants. And Kaya Orzhov Usurper is the right play here, taking care of the back half of souls. This is a nightmare for the Fjord.
I think you probably need to cast the souls out of hand there to at least get some value.
Yeah, it was a high risk play not to. That is for sure.
Knowing he has Kaya in hand.
Yeah.
But, as you just said, it's much easier on this side than
Yep.
making.
And I just to give Fjord full credit, if Max didn't have the Purge, or if Max didn't have a fourth land to pitch, it would have been a lot worse for Max that Fjord didn't go on the Lily plan. I think he was following the cues of his hand to a large degree, but yeah, the presence of Kaya, definitely a tough one.
Holding up the guile here to be able to
Yep.
trade for the acolyte. Ugh.
Oh, wow. Yup.
Max and I just got a great draw going right now.
Yeah, he's just doing it. But Fjord can beat the back half of the souls, can make a token of his own.
Yep. Fjord clearly knows it's a long game here.
Yeah. More clunk from Fjord. That's kind of been the theme. He's had some strong stuff. He's had some decent draws, but at so many turns he's unable to double spell.
Yeah.
And it's been really tough when you're against a deck with like as many or more X for ones as your own. It strangely does become a lot about tempo or efficiency in places.
Yeah, I mean, I understand cashing the clearing there to find another resource potentially, but as you said, you kind of need to get to a point where you're double spelling to be able to catch back up.
Yes. He's had a lot of tough decisions to make.
He really has.
It's been the draws have been, I don't want to say unkind, they've been okay, but they haven't been as good as they could be, and they've also been non-obvious. Like there's a lot of ways you can get punished for taking a certain line with the types of
2s and 3s.
Yeah. Yep. Are we going to see Chandra here at long last, or has he found? Ooh, collective brutality, choosing to escalate, which is a pretty aggressive decision, but it will be rewarded. Wow, a bold play from Max, but a nice one.
Well, he had the resource advantage there, and I guess taking kind of getting your pick
Yep.
was
And Max is also unable to double spell, so he just
yep.
gets to gain some tempo by making that play.
But this Kai has now got what 5 cards in exile, 6.
Yeah. Yep. That's a big problem. Lots of problems for
Right.
our side of the table here.
Chandra swing for 4. Kai is gonna kill him the next turn.
Yeah. Oh, and then it's a tap land.
Yeah.
So just,
He's got to.
yep.
He's got to, or it was just gonna kill him.
Yeah, and the life gain is helpful too. I mean, Shambling Vent continues to be an impressive land in some ways, despite Modern being just so much crazier than it used to be when the card saw more play.
People, I feel like life gain has a much bigger effect in modern than it does in formats like standard or stuff like that, because people are
Yep,
doing them up to 20, not to.
exactly. Yep, I agree with that a lot. Plague Engineer from Max.
Needs to, well, he can put a different token out,
Yep.
but it's gonna slowly kill him. But
Yep. First sighting of Bitter Blossom.
yeah,
And yeah, feeling pressed into just hiding the sword from the K command. Just
right.
like Max really does have it all covered. And at literally any turn from 4 on, this play that he's making right now would have
Yep.
been fine. And that just shows you the wealth of options that he had. But now he's going there. And I can't see Fjord coming back from this, I hate to say.
Who did Max lose to? Because your dark horse pick is looking pretty good.
I don't know who Max lost to. That's a really good question.
I'm thinking about it from my side, like how does my deck deal with this?
Yeah, man.
Oh, it doesn't? All right, good.
Good to know. All right.
Yeah. Perfect.
All right, Fjord. What do we have off the top? Fatal Push. Fatal Push.
Can't trigger revolt.
Not unless he plays something out, which I guess he's considering. But
maybe swing
yeah,
for Shambling Vent to try and. I mean,
that's an
not
interesting
gonna block
play.
it.
Yeah, it's just not going to block. Yeah. Yeah, we have our Fjord outs, and I don't think we really have other outs. Maxime has got it locked up from so many angles. It's really impressive to see the deck come together. Do we fire up Vent to block?
Yeah, you kind of got to, right?
Yeah.
It's pretty. Just got to put it in front of the plague man. Well, he's got to. Yeah, because I mean, he can't block with it and trigger revolt. So.
Yeah.
Well, yeah. There you go. Yeah.
Max did have a window to kill it with K command, but presumably is just going to save that for the sword because that seems to be the only way he could possibly lose. Huh. Okay. That'll do it. Well, yeah. Hey, at least I'm not 0 for 3 on my predictions. That was a crazy token-ish mirror,
Yeah,
a
no.
BWX mirror, if you will, where a lot of it's kind of what like Mirabito and I said, like Plague Engineer versus tokens or tokens versus tokens is a big part of like what the match hinges on. But there's a lot of other cards where they can also win the game that are operating on different axes. And we saw that with the Planeswalkers here. Fjord has some of those too.
Like the breakers.
Yes, yes. Fjord has some too. Wasn't able to get them online. Yeah, what do you think, Will? Are you scared
But
of Maximized now?
I'm not excited to potentially run into to a bunch of tokens.
Yeah, I think I can agree with you there. Yeah,
Mm,
so maybe the Lilies of the Veil. Honestly, we didn't see them in game three though, so the sideboarding change didn't matter. But yeah, I could see at least trimming them, if not cutting them outright in this matchup.
and
Otherwise, I think Fjord
Fjord
did everything he could. Had some
yeah,
bad luck.
had some rough draws where he just wasn't able to, like you said, double spell and kind of
Yeah,
pick up
yeah,
some
that
tempo
was
where he was falling behind.
that was crucial. Maximized had some clunk too, but less, and he was therefore more ruthless and maybe had a slightly higher density of extra ones as well. But yeah, any other thoughts on what we just witnessed, Will?
No, just the Chandra's really the Acolyte of Flame really felt like
Yes,
the card
very
that
impressive
swung this
cameo.
matchup.
Yeah, card is good. Card is definitely good, not to be slept on. All right,
Yep.
man. Hey, thanks so much for
Appreciate it, man.
joining me in the seat here, and I will see you in the queues.
Yeah, man.